We are back. It is day number 24 of the 30K in 90 days challenge. And in today's lesson, we are going to be talking about you have to decide this thing first. This is first. If you don't ever decide on this, then everything that happens subsequent to is going to kind of be um, chaos, okay? Kind of chaotic in a sense, and you won't be able to pinpoint where challenges are. All right. So, we're going to talk a little bit about what you have to decide first. All right. In the meantime, before we jump in, let me give you my brief introduction just in case you are new to me. This is your first time on my channel, or if you're watching this over on Facebook, the first time being hanging out. I'm trying to say two things at the same time. Hanging out with me on my wall. My name is Tracy Walker. I am a baseball mom. I am a documented seven-figure digital marketer, and I am a marketing automations expert. Okay. That's really important to me because part of my whole premise and part of my whole mission in doing what I do the way I do it is because as a single mom, I can only be in maybe two places at the same time. I can't be intent, right? And so what happens is there's plenty of times where I need to have things working for me without me physically having to be present, like this video that I'm doing right now, right? I'm live at this moment, but if you happen to be watching this and it's a replay, well, the fact that you're watching it on a replay means that it's working for me while I'm doing something else that may be sleeping, that may be taking my son to and from school, that may be working, that may be doing my meditations, that may be doing my visualizations. It may be a number of things that I'm doing, but guess what I'm not doing? This video and teaching you're able to leverage. So I love teaching people digitally how to do these types of things for themselves to free up more time, have time with your family or your friends, be able to do more of the things that you want to do, and simultaneously be able to generate more money without having to do all the heavy lifting. In other words, we want the digital environment to be our friend where we can leverage and have these things working for us 24/7. All right. So let's talk about it today. You have to decide this first. Okay. Whenever your birthday is coming up, and I want you to think about when you were a child, maybe it happens now, but if you're older now, maybe not so much. Okay. So let's just go back as a child. When you were a child and your birthday was coming up, what is it that your parents used to ask you? Or what is it that your friends may have asked you? Anybody know what that is? If your birthday's coming up, what would your parents ask you because it's your birthday? All right. Now, if we're in alignment on this, you and I both know that the answer to that question, or the question that your parents would ask, would be, what do you want? Right? They'd ask you, well, what do you want for your birthday? Let's say it's Christmas coming up or some type of holiday, all right? And they might even ask, well, what do you want for Christmas? Right? Or if you're talking to little children, and if they celebrate Christmas, it might be, did you tell Santa what you want for Christmas? Right? Did you put your list together to give to Santa? The point that I'm making is that the question is always asked of you, what do you want? Right? You've been asked that question a lot, even from your more formative years. What do you want? Now, if you're anything like my son, right? Uh, he want everything. He want this bad. He want this Roblox. He want this PlayStation, whatever it's called on PlayStation, that currency. He wants this over here. He wants that, right? On MLB the show, like whatever it is, he wants all this stuff. And he will say, hey, mom, can I have $3 to buy this? Hey, mom, can you send me $10 for this? Right? Hey, mom, right? Very clear on what he wants. Now, I get to reserve the right whether I'm going to award that or not, right? Depending on what's going on. But without him at least asking the question, he can never get the answer at all, whether I grant it to him or not. So when it comes to you in your business and your life, and you're not a child, you're an adult, you have responsibilities, you have bills, you have a household you're responsible for. You've got other things going on in your life that you may need to focus your time, attention, money, effort on. So you've got things that you got to get done. And asking yourself what you want is imperative. Now, I know we get busy a lot of the times and we're so busy working or we're so busy, running over here doing life, right? Things in life happening. And so sometimes you may put yourself on the back burner. You may put yourself on the back burner and say things like, oh, well, I don't have time to deal with that right now, or I'll deal with that later, right? And you keep pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. And you look up and it's like we are right now, it's the 7th month of the year. It's the 7th month of, oh, sorry, it's the 8th, right? It's August. It's the 8th month of the year already. And you look and say, oh my God, where has the time gone? And if you didn't ask yourself, what do I want at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of the first quarter, at the beginning of the second quarter, at the beginning of the third quarter, because we're in the third quarter right now, July, August, September, right? July, August, September is the third quarter of the year. If you didn't ask yourself that in July, and if you haven't asked yourself that now, the middle of third quarter, before we move into the fourth quarter of the year of October, November, December, then what you're doing is you're leaving it up to chance. You're leaving it up to chance. If you guys remember, I think it's Alice in Wonderland, right? And Alice asked the rabbit, right? Well, which way do we go? Right? And the rabbit said, well, where do you want to go? And Alice goes, well, I don't know. And the rabbit goes, well, any road will take you there. Any road will take you to I don't know, because you don't know. So if you want to be successful in anything, but we're going to focus it on digital marketing. If you want to be successful in a digital marketing business, if you want to be successful online, it is critical that you ask yourself, what do I want? And that needs to be a specific thing. It cannot be vague. You cannot go to a restaurant, sit down, the waiter or waitress gives you a menu. You open the menu. The waiter comes over to you, or waitress comes over to you, and they say, okay, what would you like to order? And you say, uh, I don't know, right? The waiter or waitress to say, okay, well, I'll come back to you, right? So they go, I'll go get your drinks. They leave, they come back, they bring the drinks, and they say, okay, what would you like to order? And you're like, uh, hmm, mm, right? No answer on what you want, right? And then you just close the menu up and you set the menu down. It would be insane to think that the waiter should now bring something to you that you never even asked for. It would be insane for you to think that you even placed an order. And that's the way it works with God. That's the way it works with the universe, is that you've got to ask, you've got to state the claim, you've got to make the request, you've got to speak it and say and ask what you want before it can even be granted to you. You cannot be unclear. You have to be specific. I want $10,000, right? Or I am earning. Don't say I want. You always want to keep it in a present tense. This is very important. You always want to keep it in a present tense. Here's what you got to remember. The only thing that matters is right now. Okay. The past, it doesn't even matter anymore. And the future, it's not even here. This is why you can only focus on the now. What are you thinking now? What are you feeling now? Where are you going now? What are you doing now? Let's say what you do today, the seeds you plant today will grow the fruits for tomorrow. So the only thing that matters is right now. So if you say things and pose them in a way where you say things like, well, I'm going to make $10,000, right? Or I want to make $10,000. Want to is the future, and the future is when. At what point is that? That's a nebulous point in time. So the only way to actually make a real request is in the present tense. And the present tense acknowledges that you've already received it. The present tense already acknowledges is I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning, right? I'm so happy and grateful now. Not I'm gonna be earning. I'm happy and grateful now that I am earning. That's how you have to phrase it because that is the only way that it makes sense in the plane that we live on. That's the way it goes. If you want to do more research on that, or if you want to tap into that more, I highly, highly, highly recommend you head over to Bob Proctor's YouTube channel. RIP Bob Proctor. But I'm talking about one of the best. He is one of my favorite thought leaders in all of this whole entire world. Bob Proctor was a master on teaching you how to go from where you are to where you want to go by bridging that gap. And you bridge that gap mainly starting by acknowledging that you already have the thing and operating from the place of already having it, feeling like you already have it, the emotional state that you already have it. So you've got to ask yourself, what do I want? And then when you ask yourself, what do you want? Then you've got to answer yourself with what you want. And if you don't know what you want, guess what you've got to do? You got to sit down with yourself. This is know thyself. If you don't know thyself, then there's nobody else that's going to be able to get to know you, primarily because other people won't be able to ask you about yourself if you yourself don't know about thyself. So you might have to spend some time with acknowledging, okay, this is what I want. This is what I don't want, right? This is where I want to go. This is what I like to have, all right? So that's the first thing. You got to ask yourself this first. What do I want? Then you've got to sit down and answer that. It may take time. It may not come to you right away. You may get discombobulated with all the different things that you want, and that's okay. Just write them all down at that point, right? Just let it brainstorm. Just let it out. Get it out of your head. Start pulling the ideas down so that you can write them down as you can see, okay, yeah, these are the things I want. Or when I wrote that down, I actually don't want that. I thought I did, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't want that, right? Or yep, I definitely do want that. So ask and then write down exactly what it is that you want. Now, as I shared with you, I think on a previous lesson, now that you know what you want, you got to envision yourself already having the thing. That's the only way it's going to work, guys, because everything is through the power of your imagination. I did talk about that the other day. That is the only way you're going to get it, is through the power of your imagination. So you say, I want this thing, then you've got to envision yourself having it already and feeling like you already have it. That is the work. When they say faith without works is dead, believing is one thing, but the work of envisioning and feeling yourself already having it, that's the work. Bob Proctor say, work more on yourself than you do in your business. That's what that means. That means you shouldn't be working on your business for 8-10 hours a day. You should be working on filling the gap between where you are and where you want to go, and seeing yourself and feeling yourself in the having, because that's going to take more work. You got to get it into your subconscious. You got to get it going where your body and your whole aura starts to accept that this is what we're aiming for. This is what we need to bring into reality. And then you will start living the things that you're requesting, because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between whether it's you imagining it or whether it's happening in real life. So you might as well imagine what you want. And you already know how to imagine. It's called worry. It's just you're using your imagination to tell yourself what you don't want. Right? When you worry about what's going to happen, and when you worry about what somebody's going to say, when you worry about the outcome, you're using your imagination to think and focus on what you don't want to happen. Well, what would happen if you use that same faculty to not worry, but to actually bring it forth because you're focused on what you do want? So you want to envision it, and you want to feel yourself already having it. See it, feel it. In fact, where's my dream team? Y'all see it on any of my other videos. You see our dream team logo. It says freedom in the middle, and it says see it, feel it, live it. That logo was designed with me putting those phrases on there on purpose, Because see it, feel it, live it is literally the secret key to getting anything you want. You got to see it in your mind. You got to feel like you already have it, and then it will eventually come to you. It's the law. It's God's law. It's an absolute, right? So you don't have to doubt that, right? Um, Lastly, I want you to just keep in mind that whatever the mind of man can conceive, he or she can achieve. Whatever you can conceive, whatever that is. And the reason why you can achieve it is because you get to co-create it. You get to bring it forth. You get to use your imagination. And so this is why they say think big, dream bigger. This is why those phrases exist, because once you realize that it takes the same amount of energy to want a new TV as it does to want a new 10,000 square foot home, then once you realize that, you would say, shoot, I should have just spent my time focused on my 10,000 square foot home. I was thinking that I couldn't get the 10,000 square foot home. So I shrunk myself down. I shrunk myself down to just wanting a TV, even though I really wanted this house. No, dream bigger. If you really want the house, use the house in your mind. Focus on the house. It's the same effort, the same energy, the same faculties, the same process, the same execution of it all. Okay. So whatever the mind of man can conceive, he or she can achieve. And the premise behind that, let's change that. The premise behind that is you knowing what you want. That's the lesson today. Know what you want. Because when you know what you want, then now you're acting and you're moving and you're thinking and you're feeling, you are convicted with something. And it's through the conviction that it becomes a knowing. You're no longer believing, because believing is almost like still kind of hoping it's going to happen, right? But when you're convicted with something, it means you know. So I want to help you move from belief to knowing. When you know you're going to get a new car for your birthday, you're excited, aren't you? Because you know it. You already know. You don't have to believe it. You know it. You know your name is whatever your name is. You don't have to walk around believing that your name is what it is. You know that's your name. So there's a difference between belief and knowing. When you know something, like you know that you know that you know, like the back of your hand, you know something. Nobody can throw you off. Nothing anybody says can make you feel any differently. Nothing anybody does can throw you off of the direction, the path. Nothing anybody tries to throw at you, or nothing anybody tries to insert in your mind like fear or doubt. There's nothing anybody can do to throw you off when you know what you know, what you know. And if you know that because the law says, ask and you shall receive, because that's the law. And it says, whatever the mind of man can conceive, he or she can achieve, because that's the law, then you can let go of belief. We done with that. We done with belief. What you got to believe? You already know. You know that it says, if you do this, you can get that. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. It's a fact. It's a principle. It's an absolute God law. Now, if you don't believe that, then you probably don't. Y'all be talking about y'all believe in God, but I don't know what kind of God y'all be believing in if you don't believe in the absolute principles and laws. Y'all be saying it. I know y'all be at church on Sunday talking about, yeah, praise him. And then don't believe nothing, doubtful of everything. Oh, it's a scam. I'm scared I'm going to lose my money. I'm scared I'm not going to make no money. I'm scared I'm not going to be successful. I'm scared I'm not going to win. I'm scared I'm not going to be able to sign nobody up. I'm scared. I'm scared. Y'all don't put more believe in God than a man in the moon if that's how you acting. Now, I'm just going to leave that right there. Okay. So now, I wanted to throw this lesson in here, the challenge, because there's skill set, there's belief we talked about with the results formula. In fact, if you remember, I think it was a few lessons back, I gave you guys the results formula. It's belief plus skills times faith equals your results. So your belief, right, is like, oh, I believe a little bit, right? Plus your skills. I'm teaching you skills throughout this challenge as well. right? But your faith is the multiplier. The faith is the knowing. How much do you know it's going to happen? How convicted are you? You got low conviction rate, got little faith. You got a high conviction rate, you got a lot of faith. And when you have your belief plus your skills, and then you multiply your faith, that's going to equal your results. So that understanding of that right there, along with the skills that I'm teaching you along the way, you've got to work on your own belief in yourself too. You got to believe in yourself. I can teach you the skills. That's not the hard part. Teaching you the skills is the easy part. The reason why people don't really achieve their goals and their dreams, number one, because they don't even know what they're asking for. They're not specific. But even if they are, they don't even fully believe that they can achieve it. And or they have, oh, ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. But I know y'all got big faith, don't you? Even if you got the faith of a mustard seed, that's still good. That's still good. You got to get some faith in there. You got to have some faith in there. All right. So guys, listen, as we mix in mindset along with skill set, I want to remind you of the value of being able to have access to what we are doing in terms of our digital marketing education, right? Your skill set is only going to grow when you are learning the right things from the right people that are teaching it to you the right way. You could learn the wrong thing from the right people. You can learn the right thing from the wrong people, right? You want to be able to have a match where you have the right things from the right people being taught the right way. Inside of our Legacy Builders program, we literally teach you not just about mindset, because there are components and modules of mindset on there, but we literally teach you the marketing strategies of how to get the word out about your business, whatever business it is that you want. It doesn't even have to be the business that I'm in, but ultimately the marketing, the education on how to do TikTok, how to do YouTube, how to, build your own brand, how to do faceless marketing, how to do Facebook, or how to run ads, right? All of that is going to contribute to your skill set. And if right now you're running around in circles trying to figure it all out, one of the best things I can tell you to do, which is I learned a long time ago, is to find yourself a mentor and do exactly what they tell you to do. It's as simple as that. Find someone that you want to follow. If you don't want to follow somebody, you don't have to. If you don't want to follow me, you don't have to. There's no bias in that. The idea is that once you decide who you want to follow, once you decide who you want to learn from in that sense, then do what they tell you to do. Now, if you then decide that you don't want to do what they're telling you to do, it's not the function of the mentor to make you do it. It's the function of the mentor to be the example. And also, if they've agreed to mentor you, right, it's the function of them to provide insight for you. Not to do it for you, not to convince you, not to beg you, not to plead with you, not to, you know what I'm saying? That's not their job. Their job is to be an example and to provide the insight that you need to help continue go from one level to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. That is the purpose. So we offer all that inside of the Legacy Builders program. And you can learn more about it by heading over to www.makemoneywithtracy.com. You see it right here in the lower third. You can see it going across the bottom of the screen. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it in the description. If you're watching this on Facebook, then it's going to be in the comments, because y'all know Facebook be tripping. Facebook be tripping with little algorithms sometimes. So, we gotta show Facebook that we know how to move around. Okay. So here on YouTube, it's in the description, so you can click on the link there, or you can just type it in your browser if you want. Just spell my name right. You get to the right site. Okay. Tracey. All right. So makemoneywithtracy.com will be how you can access our free digital marketing blueprint, right? It's a video. And I want you to be able to watch that. So if you do not have access to that yet, and if you have not had a chance to review how the Legacy Builder program can be of great value and insight for a lifetime for you in this age. Do you guys know that LSU has courses on digital marketing? And I'm teaching you digital marketing right here There's children that are paying for 3 and 4 credit hours, maybe $18,000 a year for the school to learn what we're teaching you right here. So it's just a matter of where you see the value. Okay. Now, the other benefit is that with Legacy, if you decide to leverage this program as an affiliate, you put yourself in a position to not just get the education, but you put yourself in a position to take the education, apply it to this affiliate program, and earn 100% commissions. If you've been in network marketing before, like I have, I am still a part of a network marketing company as well. But one of the things about it is that it's a very leveraged business, right? You earn efforts off of other, or you earn off of other people's efforts, which is great. It's residual, but you only earn 10%, 20%. Right. And if people are only purchasing at $50, okay, then we know that 10% of that is $5, right? 20% of that is $10. Okay. And so that may or may not be life changing depending on how many people you have in your organization. When we're dealing with something that's more mid ticket like this, one referral could pay you $900 and it's 100%. So when you really look at the scheme of it, how much work are you already doing to build a different type of business? I'm not knocking it. I believe that it has its place. It does have a place in my portfolio as well. I'm just saying that there's more. If you think about real estate, people will rent to own, or buy properties and they'll rent them, right, for long term. Sometimes people buy properties and flip them. Right. Why? For right now cash, right? That's what we used to do, is flip them for right now cash. So if you buy and hold, then you like the residual. If you flip, you like the right now. All I'm saying to you is that this program is more of a right now type of model, whereas network marketing is more of a buy and hold. You wait, you build over time type of model, which I think is very valid. But I don't know, maybe you got some bills you want to pay right now. And you don't got 6 months to wait till you got a team of 50,000 people to figure it out. Maybe you've got a car note you got to pay now. Maybe you've got a mortgage you got to pay now. Maybe you've got tuition you got to pay now. Maybe you have a tax bill you got to pay now. You guys get what I'm saying? Maybe there's something that you've got going right now where, a $900 commission, two people, $1,800 commission could be valuable to you. All right. And we want to teach you how to learn how to do that. And once you learn how to do it, nobody can ever take it away. It's a skill, belief plus skill, right? That's what you want moving forward, especially into the fourth quarter of 2024. And guys, we are heading into 2025 and at insanely rapid pace. All right. So with that being said, go ahead, click on the link in the description. Get your hands on the digital marketing blueprint for free, and then take the time to go through the information and become a member of the Legacy Builder program. And when you do, you'll be able to join me and run with me on this challenge. All right. So we're at day number 24. We've got 76 more days to go, right? 76. Is that right? No, 66. Because we're doing 90 days, right? Not 100, right? We got 66 more days to go. All right. Yeah, is that right? 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 66. I'm trying to do the math that fast. All right. So we got 66 more days to go, guys. Come on, let's get on the board, get on the ball. Let's get moving. Let's get rocking and rolling. And I look forward to helping you achieve your goals. I will see you tomorrow for day number 25. Peace out.